What's up, friends? It's been a minute. Not for you, but for me. I haven't been in this studio for probably a couple of weeks. So much shit has happened. And I'm bringing back a returning guest. In this episode, I'm going to try to stay on one topic, but we know that's difficult for me to do. But we're going to try to talk about love with who better than the Heartbreak Kid himself, Jesus.
How you doing?
What's up? Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Congratulations on your new album release.
Yeah, thank you.
I know we were supposed to record an episode beforehand, but then shit happens.
Nah, it kind of all worked out into play though.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Why
because
for you?
like I told you, it's kind of like the last time I was here, I was kind of like barely getting into the phase where I'm like finally reflecting and getting into a better state. And then finally now I just feel like kind of back to myself, kind of like before I even started drinking. Like I still drink, but it's mostly like special occasions. Like just like whenever I'm with the homies, we have a birthday, or it's like just like Easter, we were at my old park, Valley Plaza. And we were like with all the families, all the kids, and we're just drinking right there, having a carne asada.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not like I've been drinking every day anymore and anything like that.
Fucking drinking's been weird for me. I stopped drinking. I'm already on like 2 months something of not drinking. And I feel the same. It's like, oh, I want to do it for special occasions. But then just like knowing myself, like you can't give me shit, because then like I'll just want more and more and more and more.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still have that, but it's more like I just want to get control of it. So it's like I don't want to give it up because I still enjoy it when it's like there for me. But at the same time, it's like I don't want it to be something I depend on anymore. Yeah. And even like smoking weed, like right now, I'm not even smoking right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So right now I'm kind of like completely sober. Besides tobacco, obviously.
Cheers to what? Cheers to that.
That's
you gotta
the only
have something.
little thing.
I just told you I fucking took some shrooms earlier this day. Like sobriety's overrated. Full sobriety overrated. I'm gonna say that shit right now. I brought you a poppy because this is what I've been on lately. I think I tried it once and I was like, oh, this is nice. So I don't know if you've ever had it.
Yeah, I'll try it out.
Boom. It is. I don't even know. I'm not gonna fucking plug him for sure.
Is this technically soda or is it technically juice though? Because my pops actually got into like kind of the same thing. Once I saw like 5% juice. Yeah. He got into like the same thing where it's like it tastes like Sprite, but it's healthier technically.
I love it. I think yes, healthier soda. It says prebiotic soda. So I want to say there's like apple cider vinegar infused, right? Nice.
Just tastes like an iced tea kind of.
Yeah. So this has been my shit lately, where I can kind of like lie to myself and say I'm getting something out of it. Yeah. So how you been? It's been a minute. I think it's been a couple months.
Yeah, it's been
since I last saw you.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been good. Like just kind of. The only thing that kind of sucks right now is kind of like I'm completely relying on myself now. What do you mean? Because you remember the homie that I had last time? He kind of just gave up completely on the videography.
Oh, just like in general?
Yeah, he kind of just like, he was just like, yeah, I'm kind of like don't have the passion anymore. Aww. And it's like, it is what it is. But I mean, the homies kind of even told me like for the past 2 years, like, because it's kind of like I've been pushing him and I've been the one on the laptop actually making my videos and everything. They're like, bro, just find someone else or just do it yourself. So then I actually like bought one of the cameras from him. And then ever since then, I just take it to the studio. I just go with the homie, Be Easy. He's the one I've been making music with recently. And then we just, try to make little visuals that we can out of it.
Yeah, and I've seen some of them. They look really good.
Thank you. I mean, I'm still working on it. Still a little rough.
Were you nervous at first? You're like, fuck. You don't feel overwhelmed? That seems like a lot.
Nah, because like I'm telling you, ever since I started, like I would direct him how I want my things shot. I would be on the laptop editing.
You already like saw the vision.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's the only thing. And now it's just about like getting the necessary equipment to actually do it myself. Because I just have the camera by itself. But I need like a gimbal. I need like a tripod just so I could get certain shots that I need. Yeah. So it's just little things that I'm learning and shit on the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. What did he just like change his passion or?
Nah, I mean, like I told you, it's kind of been like for the past like maybe 3 years that I could just, me and the homies have had it because we have a whole group, LP, Low Impatient Till We Live and Prosper. So that's our little collective of like four 4 people right now. We're like the 4 main ones. But we would have instances where we're just like, yo, let's go outside, let's record something, or even not even record, let's just go kick it, you know, because we usually like to just smoke or drink, but we wouldn't even go to like parties or anything. We could just chill in a parking lot or in a back street, and we'd just be chopping it up for hours, just having laughs.
I love.
But he wouldn't ever want to tag along, so then it would kind of be like, he just kind of distanced himself slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he has his own life situations that he dealt with and everything, but at the same time, it's like we all do, but it's just about how bad do you really want it.
Yeah, and he probably saw a priority in something else, which is like, power to him.
Yeah, I mean, still love him and everything, but we just kind of look like I don't talk to him that much at all, really, but he's kind of just doing his own thing, and then I'm just, you know, with the homies that we've been doing this for like since 2020.
Damn. COVID. Yeah. Why COVID? Not why COVID, but like why around that time do you think like it started up?
I mean, was COVID in 2020? Or was it? Damn, that's crazy.
Right? 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like, beginning of that.
Actually, I don't even know, because the way I met them was just honestly through Instagram, just linking up with different artists. And then they were just the ones I gravitated to the most. And then one day, the homie Legna, he just told us, "Oh, let's all go to the beach, to like I think it was Santa Monica," and we actually all had like a shroom trip. So he just started handing out shrooms to everyone, and we are just all taking them right there. And then for some reason, like I'm kind of like more like the loner type. Like before I met anyone, I would just be to myself. So then that was actually the first time I met them, which I was sketched out because they told me like, "Oh yeah, pull up. We'll give you a ride and everything." They pull up in a car deep, like to my crib. I was sketched out about even giving them my address.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they pull up. I'm just in the backseat. I'm just like, damn, what's about to happen? But then everything worked out good. We get to the beach. We just start chilling. Everyone already kind of knew each other that from the Valley that were artists. But I was kind of like the new one that kind of wasn't really like aware of everyone.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took the shrooms and I was just there just chilling, looking into the ocean, just having my own thoughts. And then Legna, he just, for some reason, he even told me, he was just like, I don't know, it was just something about you. I could tell I could fuck with you. So he actually came up to me and then he just started chopping it up with me. And ever since then, me and him were locked in. And he introduced me to Apex and Casto. And then the homie Andrew, the homie Dome Piece. Yeah, so it's like, it was just a whole little thing that kind of just happened over 1 year.
Yeah.
And then we just started hitting shows, hitting studio sessions. And ever since then, it's been like a brotherhood.
Yeah. Just you guys. I love that. I'm telling you, you can tell right away when you can like click with somebody, or if it's just like, if that's like your person or like your community or group of people. Why do you feel like you were a loner before?
I mean, technically it's like, I kind of do it to myself, I think, because growing up, I wouldn't really like be able to relate to many people, because I grew up in West Hollywood for like maybe the first probably like the first 10 to 11 years. And then after that, I came to Burbank. And so I went from like being in a somewhat low middle class to being like around a bunch of kids from the suburbs, a bunch of rich little kids.
Oh, wow.
And then some of them were still middle class, but, you know, they had more privileges. They had more, you know, they had more things that going for them than I did. So it's kind of like I kind of couldn't really relate to them too much. I had the only way I was able to connect through middle school and high school with them was like through basketball. And then like, you know, just having laughs and things. I still had groups of friends and then certain friends, but it just never really clicked the way I did when I met these guys just like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because the park that I grew up at, Valley Plaza, that's actually the park that they would, I guess, be skating at, or they would always just randomly go to. So I actually probably ran into them maybe a couple times, but they were younger than me.
Yeah.
But I just didn't even know them.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
Fuck. Do you feel like those people were more materialistic
I would say,
or it was just a whole nother world that you felt like
yeah, it was just kind of like a whole nother world. And then I'm not even like really like the party goer. So there would be parties like during high school and then I would just hear other things that would be going on. And like, I was just never really drawn to it because I was just so into basketball. But even then today, like me and the homies, we would go to like parties and then we would go chill maybe like a couple 30 minutes, maybe an hour in the party, maybe dance or whatever. Then after a while, we just again go outside, smoke, drink, and
bored, you're like,
have our own little clique. Yeah. And then people would just come out to us, and then we just start chopping it up with them. So that's, I don't know, we're just kind of more like the chill, laid back crew in the back in the corner, just smoking, drinking. But then for some reason, people are always drawn to us because they know it's like, I guess they could trust us with whatever they say.
Probably people who are also like uncomfortable in an area and they see you guys and you seem pretty approachable and they're like, oh, maybe this is a safe spot where I can go to.
Yeah, it's kind of always either one of the two. Yeah. It's like we either come off very approachable or you might feel a little intimidated.
Why?
Because we're a bunch of like tatted up like fools, and sometimes perception is deceived sometimes.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about your tattoos last time. Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
That's a hard one, honestly, because this one is for the homie Lewis. I think this might be the most recent one. He passed away actually 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the one I told you that randomly ended up swerving off the mountain. And then this is the one from my childhood. My brother's best friend, which was like pretty much an older brother, taught me how to make grilled cheese and everything. So that's his little memorial from his grave and the dates. So it's kind of hard to pick and choose because I have a lot of meaningful ones. I think, honestly, all of them kind of mean something to me.
Yeah, they're all like special moments in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an homage.
Yeah.
What's the one right here say?
This one?
Memento Mori.
Oh, Memento Mori. I don't know if you've seen Mac Miller's like last video that he did, but when he's in the coffin, he's actually carving that out, Memento Mori, and which is pretty much like just never forget about death. Like pretty much is always is right there. Like death is always around the corner, so just never forget about it. Kind of. It's a little bit dark, but at the same time, it's kind of like I don't fully worship Santa Muerte, but I respect her.
Okay.
So it's more like I love God. I'm all about Christ.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you can't forget at the end of the day that death is there.
It's like the yin and yang.
Yeah, because when I was going through that dark time, I feel like I really was like calling for it. And it ended up showing up sometimes, and
How would it show up?
Just certain situations, like I said last time, that it kind of just popped up. I was really aggressive and I kind of didn't really care for life. And I was drinking a lot, ended up getting into a lot of fights, ended up getting into, unfortunately, jail time, a DUI, and finally got my license back though.
Congrats! So, yay! Are you driving already?
Nah, right now, I'm actually gonna get into security work.
Okay.
So right now I'm just actually waiting on that job this week. So once I start that, I'm just save up for a whip and then just from there get back on the road.
Thank you. How do you feel?
I mean, good. Honestly, it's just kind of like a relief finally. Because I was worried about going to the DMV at first because I'm like, I needed to ask them. I'm like, yo, how much do I have to pay to get my license back? But then I go up to the lady and she's like, no, you don't have nothing on your record. I'm like, oh, what? She's like, yeah, you can renew it right now. So I'm like, oh, say less. So I just paid it right there. I didn't pass the first time.
Nobody does.
Yeah, but I didn't. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I just took a whole day and then did the whole little DMV quizzes.
Yeah.
Did that throughout the whole day and then just went the next morning and then passed it instantly. So then, yeah.
Yay. You got a whole new reset or restart to your life.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Yeah. Just a whole little reset.
Is part of you like, fuck, now what? Like, where to?
Nah, it's kind of more like I'm clear-headed and I know exactly what I want to do. Like, I love music and I'm always going to be making music. It's something I'm going to be driving towards, but I know that I have to get my priorities straight at least in my personal life first.
Do you feel like it's not like that right now?
I feel like I'm finally getting back into it because, like I said, that DUI put me in a lot of like bad setbacks where I had fines. I had to pay off the police. I had to pay off the lawyer fees. And then, yeah, it was like, so it kind of like set me back. It was like I was working just to pay that off. So now I'm finally like free from everything. And now it's like, okay, now I could save up my money and do what I have to do. But even then, when I was doing that, paying off everything that I need to pay off, I was kind of dependent really a lot on weed and alcohol just to kind of like relax a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I feel you on that with fucking being sober. I never realized like how much it is just a break from feeling everything. I think that's why I smoked weed, was because I just wanted a break from feeling shit. But then my tolerance for feeling shit was so much lower because I just kept fucking jumping and running to that. And I'm like, fuck, man. And now every little thing could like set me off. And I'm like, oh, I need a fucking bowl or something, you know? And I didn't want that. I wanted to like build strength and resilience in bullshit around me and not just run towards my
exactly.
vices.
I mean, the whole thing is kind of like, as I was saying, it's kind of just building control over back in your life, at least in my life, because I'm still going to smoke weed. It's just right now I'm kind of taking a break. But even drinking, it's like just special occasions. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's just the relaxing factor. And I always seen a benefit from at least smoking weed because it makes me go even deeper into my thoughts and exactly like kind of reflect a lot more. Like for the past year, every time I would smoke, for some reason I would just think about like God and like how he's looking at me.
Wow.
Is
that coming from like a guilt
sometimes guilty, but then when I was starting to get my life back on track, it was more like, okay, I'm finally going where I need to go and finally doing the things that I need to do. So it's comes with a good and a bad, because sometimes I could have anxiety from it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm just more relaxed, just having a good time. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to like reevaluate where and with who I do it with. It used to be with my coworkers at work. Yeah, well, because everyone's smoking and I want to like be a part of that too. I want to like join the fun and see what they're talking about. But then after a while, I'd be like, oh God. I start getting all anxious and paranoid and overthinking my work. And like, that's not where or how I should feel it. It's more like just at home whenever I want to relax or sometimes fall asleep. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all are. That's what life's all about.
Constant learning. Ever evolving. It's always changing. Always changing. Fuck.
I mean, I feel like you should never be in the same place that you were like 5 years ago, or even a year later. Like you should try to evolve and think like new positive things. I feel like every year.
What are some positive things in your life this year so far? We're already in half-ish. This
year, I mean, like I said, I got my license back, so I'm gonna get back on the road, get my whip, and then just like I'm just happy for all the homies right now. They're all building families. I'm the only single. Like I'm like the single dad, the single Theo.
The single Theo.
Yeah, but at the same time, even the homie just asked me to be his Nino for his kid. So I'm gonna be a godfather, and then even then, just getting back in good spirit with my mom and my dad, and just having a good relationship, building that back up.
Were you not? Was it not?
Because they come from Mexico, so I'm first generation Chicano.
Okay.
So the smoking, never tolerated that.
The tattoos, manos.
Yeah, the tattoos. Even then for like security work, at least for the company I'm gonna work with, I'm gonna have to cover up the 2 face ones.
Oh, really?
And then wear gloves for my hands.
Oh, fuck.
Like that ain't nothing, but I'm gonna probably end up having to, because they told me wear bandages, but I'm like, bro, I don't want to have bandages.
There and there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just probably get like just a little makeup and then just cover it up at least for work. Or even then, I've heard though that sometimes they don't even trip because so many securities have tattoos.
Yeah.
And as long as your supervisor on that site doesn't trip on you, like they won't really care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
mean that is what it is. So it's like it's just about getting my guard. Right now I got my guard card, and this year I'm gonna work on getting the arm license so I could get better pay.
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just be careful with it, obviously.
I'd be nervous as fuck. Can't trust me for shit. But okay, so your parents are from Mexico and they live out here?
Yeah, they've been out here since probably I think late 80s or early 90s, because I was born 1996. And I remember my mom told me that she came over with my sister. So she crossed with my sister, and my sister was probably like maybe like 9 or like around that age, early age. And then my pops actually came on his own, I think around when he was like around his 20s. Yeah, and then I forgot how they told me that they met. I think it was like at a dance or something, or like a little gathering.
I love it.
Yeah. Then I was made.
Here comes me.
Yeah.
Damn. And so growing up, what was it like?
Growing up.
Were they strict? Was it a strict household?
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I ended up rebelling a lot. And that's kind of why I even had this conversation with my mom, because she was like, and my pops actually, they just kind of, they felt like this came out of nowhere. But I was always into tattoos. I was always into hip hop and everything. But I ended up rebelling a lot, probably once around 17, because my mom, like, she saw the possibilities of me joining gangs and me getting into bullshit already. Like, I won't lie, since elementary, like, I was already getting in trouble. I got suspended. And then I was the kid that would like, oh, I found a lighter, that's cool. I started messing with fire at school.
No.
Yeah, so it was like, I was a silver tooth kid.
That's funny.
So it was like, I would just do random little shit that maybe like gets my adrenaline or just have fun with it. And then even then I probably started rebelling a lot in 3rd grade. My teacher, I don't know why. I think it was just something was going on probably during that life. I mean, during that time. And then I guess I got surrounded by little bad kids, little rebels.
Started picking up some
but
shit.
It was kind of bad because the teacher loved me because she taught me in 1st grade. And then 3rd grade, I was just giving her mad attitude. I wouldn't want to do any of the work. And then one time, damn, I'm not even like proud to say this, but remember the Tic Tacs that you would just pin on the walls with papers or whatever?
Yeah.
Me and the kids.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, I don't know how, but nothing happened. Me and the kids, we're like, oh, let's have fun with it. Let's put it under her chair.
Oh my God.
So we put him like right under the chair where there's like a little opening.
So you couldn't even see that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But she came in, she sat down, and then we're expecting her to be like,
yeah.
Nothing happened. She just sat down, and then I'm like, oh, did she like sit on it wrong, or did it like, get the right angle to the point that it didn't stab her?
Yeah.
So then, but she ended up seeing it like right after a few minutes that she got up, and she was like, what the hell? Like, who did this? We're just all laughing. But
it's like, well, it's like your kids, you're curious about some shit and you want to see a reaction and you're like, this will give a fucking reaction.
Yeah. I mean, I was even getting into fights since elementary. It was mostly like just small stuff, but it was like I was dating this chick in like 5th grade. Actually, no, I think it was probably 3rd or 4th. and some kid was jealous.
The fact that you remember all this is crazy.
Because it's like, I remember certain things. I'm real good with memory.
Okay.
But certain things that just stood out in my life, I remember, like, no matter what time. And this kid was jealous, or I think he was just trying to be funny. He ended up throwing water, like, on the girl that I was with, talking to right there. And I ended up chasing him down. I threw him on the floor. He got back up, but then recess was over, and then I was like, meet me behind the bungalow after school. We had a little after school program.
Oh my God.
So he linked up with me.
Oh, he came through.
Yeah, because he was a little tough. Like, he was the homie. It was a funny thing because it was like he was the homie up until that time, and then growing up, the whole thing was wrestling. Like, kids love wrestling. I love Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio,
yeah,
John Cena, and then I don't know why. I think he was trying to do like wrestling moves on me. Like, he tried to grab me, and I don't know how, but I already knew how to fight. My instinct was just like, okay, get him in a headlock.
Oh my God.
Gave him a couple knees, and then I threw him over the bench, and I just gave him like 2 little quick ones, and then he didn't want to do anything anymore.
Aww.
Yeah. But then again, it was like, I think I wasn't never afraid to get into things because I had an older brother, and I had a nephew that was just like 6 months older, or 6 months older. And we would always just be like play fighting. And sometimes it would get taken too far. So we would actually end up like scrapping a little bit.
This is nothing new to you.
Yeah.
Doing all that.
Yeah. But then, even then, like, that was kind of my part in West Hollywood, my life in West Hollywood, going to Selma. And then I transferred over to Burbank, John Muir. And even then, I got into altercation in 7th grade because there was some white kid. I can't lie. Now that I look back at it, I don't know why people tolerated it, but he was like straight up kind of racist. But he would try to make it like a joke. No. And so then I ended up getting real agitated. We would play football during lunch. There would be supervisors like walking around. And he tried to guard me. So then I was like, this is my chance. I look around.
Opportunity.
I look around. And then I just give him a good one in the stomach, knock his air out.
That's so funny.
But then he told on me.
Of course.
And I got detention and everything for like, I think a week or something. And I think that was like the last at least school fight. Actually, no, I'm lying.
It's all coming back to me now.
8th grade, I got into an altercation because someone was like flirting or talking to the girl I was talking to. But this was also a girl I was with, I think, for like 2 years, from like 7th to 8th grade. So it was, serious at the time.
Yeah, I'm in a committed relationship. How dare you overstep? That's funny.
But luckily, the homie Eric, he actually held me back, so I didn't end up getting into the fight. So I think that was probably the last one up until I got out of high school and started doing dumb shit.
Yeah, then the real shit came in.
Yeah.
Fact.
So it's kind of like my life was always kind of rebellious, but at the same time, I was so focused on basketball that I didn't have the time to even like think about other things.
Yeah. Since being kids, we're so like emotionally driven. We don't even know how to handle our hormones and shit. But it sounds like most of your fights came from you defending people. Yeah. Came from a good place.
Yeah, because I was never like the type to like try to bully kids. I remember I got into a phase when I was a little kid, like probably elementary. I think it was probably around 3rd grade where I started like being okay with it. But then it was a moment that happened where I was like, I had a homegirl. She was black, but she looked kind of Indian. And then we had like this game where we would draw something on the board and the kids would have to guess it. Mm-hmm. And I remember I drew her, but then obviously I was a little kid. I didn't know how to draw or like, be artistic.
Yeah.
So I just drew like a quick little drawing with her hair and everything. And then no one could guess it. And then I said, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. And then she actually ended up crying.
Aww.
And then I was like, damn, I felt so bad.
Aw.
And ever since then, I was like, no more bullying, no nothing like. I can never do that to someone because I was actually like the homegirl. Like she was cool as hell.
Yeah, and just to see that you like hit her in her core,
Yeah,
like fucking
and I wasn't even
broke
trying
you.
to. So then I was like, yo, no matter what, I won't even take it like to that point unless it's someone like the homies now. We could clown on each other for days.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, if I don't know that you could take it or handle it, I'm not gonna even like try anything.
No, never with malicious intent.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you feel like you're like that now?
In what way?
Just like you can't, or you won't go that low to hurt somebody.
Nah, probably not. I still have certain things that I feel like I need to deal with, but even then, nah, I wouldn't. I don't think because it's not worth it. When I think about it, like it's crazy enough. Actually, today before the interview, I woke up to like a bad dream where I actually ended up being back in jail, but it was like the prison, and I was on the yard.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a trippy kind of dream that I had, and it was kind of like I was being taught all the ropes and got into little altercations, and then just even going through like the whole process of going through the county and seeing how everything's structured right here. I'm like, it's not even worth it at the end of the day. And yeah, it's like the only thing is like just don't mess with my family, don't mess with my friends. It's like because we still have that in us where it's like we're real protective, but at the same time we're not trying to do anything to anyone. We're just trying to live our life and provide for our families.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was trying to remember where we got from all this. And I think it was being rebellious and your parents being strict.
Yeah. I mean,
do you not like being told what to do?
I'll
any
tell
way,
you,
shape, or form.
I'll tell you right now, it's like I don't. It's kind of like just don't try to boss me around. That's kind of more like where it is. It's like just don't tell me what I can and can't do. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's like, no, I don't think that even your parents, I don't think they know the best. Like, they can know what's good for you. But at the same time, they're not you. And they don't know what it is that you love. Like, sometimes I've even seen it growing up playing basketball. Like, sometimes fathers or moms will, like, push their kids to do something that they would have wanted to do when they were younger. That they didn't get to accomplish. So, and I've seen that with the homies that I grew up with, like fathers pushing them like to do basketball or something, training them hard as hell.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they would enjoy it, but then they'd end up losing the love for it. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, only you know exactly what you want to do with your life and what you love and what you're into.
You feel. All that. Only you know.
Yeah.
I know. I get that from my dad a lot. I remember mornings were not my shit. I'd have no energy. And he'd always be like, go take a cold shower and then you'll feel fucking energized. I'm like, Dad, that sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. And it's like, it's the only information that they know that has helped them. But I guess they don't want to accept that you're different. Sometimes they don't want to accept that you're different and then you have a different way of being. And yeah,
I mean, I don't think they, like I said, it comes from a good place, but at the same time, it's like my parents, they come from Mexico. From what I know, they're pretty poor. Like my pops would sometimes only have like a bolillo, some bread, and then some beans with some cheese, and that would be like what he had for the day. And he didn't even live with his parents because I think they passed early. And so he was living with his grandparents. And it was pretty much honestly the same with my mom. Like they both kind of were like living with grandparents, and my mom was real protective of her like brothers. So I think that's kind of where I get it from too. Because I get that kind of anger from my mom. Is like I get that quick little switch. But I have the control and then the calmness from my pops, because he's more like the quiet type, doesn't really speak up unless it's something important. Yeah,
that's beautiful. It's a good combination, I think.
It is, but then sometimes it could get a little bit tense sometimes.
Clashing heads.
Yeah. Well, no, it's kind of more like my dad's not a pushover, but at the same time, it's kind of like he's like, "Yo, your mom's the queen of the house, so if she tells you to do something, do it."
Yeah, like, all right.
Yeah, like I would get, when I was younger, I would get most of the beatings from my mom. Like I wouldn't even get it from my pops. Like when it got to that point, it's because it was serious.
You
it was
knew
like
it was bad. That you fucked up.
Yeah. So it's like, but even then, it was like I could tell that my pops didn't like doing it too much, and I was more afraid of getting the beatings from my mom, but I was more afraid of disappointing my dad. So it's kind of like the balance that I was like, yo, if you act out, you're going to get beaten. But also if you act out, yo, you're disappointing your family and your dad and what he thinks like you should be doing. So it's kind of like a balance. It's a good one. I think so.
Yeah. That's kind of what like guided your decisions in life, is not hurting the people that you love.
Yeah. It was good up until like probably like middle school though. That's when I told you like I started kind of rebelling a lot. I would talk back, and then I was old enough so I would actually like defend. I wouldn't ever hit my mom or nothing, but I would defend myself. Like, and then she started to realize like, oh damn, I can't hit him like I used to. Like,
he's not gonna take this shit anymore. Fuck. Yep. Then that's where puberty hits. Hormones are fucking running wild.
Yeah.
And fuck. Family love is different. It's different, and like navigating a relationship with them. I was talking about this with my friend yesterday, how I felt guilty sometimes because I felt like I put other people, or I felt like I would outwardly express love to other people and to new people in my life. Meanwhile, I don't really do anything for my family.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah,
because I'm more open with my friends and people outside of my household, but with my family, I'm sometimes a little bit dry and don't speak too much.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I feel like it's I think it's just kind of something like even how you hear like relationships, like husbands and wives, like sometimes when they move in together, you know, they don't have that chemistry too much sometimes, or sometimes they clash too much and they just need their space. Like my older brother, he's like outside the crib, but he when he was in the crib living with us, it was the same thing that he had with me. It was like we would clash. He would clash with my mom and everything. But once he got out and started having his own place with his friends, he would come back. He comes back to the house constantly.
Yeah.
And he kind of built a stronger relationship with my mom and everything. So I think it's kind of just that. It's kind of like, you know, they're always there.
Yeah.
In the house and you're living with them. You're always seeing them. But once you don't and you have that space for yourself, you end up being like, yo, I miss my mom. Like, is she good? Is everything all right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, really.
Yeah. And then I don't even know how to like do that with them, because then once you go back, you're like just put in that same environment. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, going back to the same pattern.
Yeah.
But I'm a different person. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out like how I feel. I swear to God, I cry every time I leave my parents' house. I don't know why. I don't know why. I get a lot of emotions and feelings coming out of there.
That's not a bad thing though.
No. But it shouldn't happen every time.
Yeah, I get you, but I mean, I remember I actually watched the one about your dad and everything, so I know that you know you dealt with a lot. So I think at the end of the day, it's kind of more like you're opening up finally and letting out all that you've been through, and letting them know what it is, and you don't want to put the blame on them necessarily. It's more like you just want to let them know.
Yeah,
and sometimes that's hard to do.
It's hard to set boundaries with them too. Like right now, he we have rekindled our relationship. Like he was the first to reach out, and I thought that was sweet. I knew that was like big for him. But now we're in a point where it's like, okay, how can I hang out with you, but then also put a stop to the things that I didn't like before, so that I don't grow, or just so I can like let you know what bothers me and you can respect that, instead of me holding it in, keeping it in, and then being like, this is why I left, this is why I don't come back, this is why I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
I mean, do you sometimes still feel like judged by him?
Yes, but I don't care now.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. Because it's the same way with me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I think it's like I said, it's just about letting them know, like, yo, this is who I am. I love you. Thank you.
That.
Like, I take everything you're saying into consideration, but at the same time, it's like, I know what's best for me and my mental and where I want to go in life.
All of that. And it's like, if you want to be a part of that, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's even then, it's harder because, you know, they're older. They have their own way of thinking. And they're kind of, sometimes they get stuck in that way of thinking.
They do. And
they don't really know how to, like, open their mind to it. I think it's easier, for us, just because, were you born here? Yeah, so I think it's easier, honestly, for us. And even then, just the new generations, like, coming up, you see how open they are to everything.
True.
So I think that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, they come from a different generation where social media wasn't even a thing. So it's a lot of things have to come into play with all that.
Yeah. I guess it's having the freedom to think openly.
Yeah.
And knowing that nothing bad's going to come out of it.
Yeah. I mean, even think about it in hip hop. Like, now you hear people talking about their feelings, you hear about relationships. Before, what was it? Fuck bitches and hoes. Like, gin and juice. Like, that's all what it was.
That's so true. There'd probably be like a few songs. Like the first one that comes to mind is probably Biggie, the one where
Me and My Bitch.
No, well, let's say it's the dark one. Well, the only one that
Suicidal Thoughts.
That one, yes.
I relate to that so
bro.
much.
Exactly. There was only a handful of them that hit everybody, and they're like, "This is the fucking one," and it's because that's when they started actually talking about the shit going on.
Yeah, but
in their head.
But even then, that's why I love Pac more than Biggie. Because Dear Mama, who can't relate to that? When I heard that song, I teared up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, Mom, like, for everything. Because his mom obviously went through so much worse. But my mom had her things that she grew up dealing with that I didn't even know. So then, even then, it's like, when we go back to like talking about our parents, like, do you know how your pops grew up and everything? Like, things that have happened to him?
He hasn't talked to me about it, but I've heard bits and pieces from my mom.
I feel like that would be a good conversation to have. Because I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but my mom would tell me things when I was young. Like, probably things that she shouldn't have been telling me, like, that she went through when I was young. And then it just made me think a lot of the way that she is now is because of all the things that's happened to her. And she's so protective of me and my siblings because of all the things that she saw growing up. And the same with my pops. Like, the reason they hate smoking and all that is because where they were from in Mexico, weed to them, they would see people smoking and they would be like, oh, they're tweaked out. But it's really because they weren't just smoking weed. Yeah. And it's like, they just kind of put everything into one thing. They just categorize it as, oh, you're fucking up. You're a fucking tweaker. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. Fuck. I think it's just being able to relate and have that conversation with your parents, being like, yo, tell me what happened. Like, how did you grow up?
Literally, let me know what you're feeling. That's so true. I feel like if I have that talk with my dad, we're both going to start crying, which good is probably needed. Yeah. He talks about his life a lot, but he doesn't talk about the bad things and his childhood. And yeah, fuck. That would open up a lot because I feel like I got love for the man. I really do. And I feel sad for him, and not in a bad way, but just of like, I want to like hug the child that was back there wanting to express himself, and he was like, what, one of 5 kids, 5 or 6 in Guatemala with strict ass parents. So yeah.
Like I said, it's just kind of how they grew up, and just, I guess, the way they were taught, that's what they bring with them. But when it comes from Mexico, like I said, different culture before social media, and then coming to the United States, and then now it's an open field pretty much. It's like what kids do. What do you want to do? You could do anything. You could do anything.
You could do anything. There's almost
That's
too
what they
many
tell
options.
you.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you growing up. But then you end up having a household where they may be like, no, you need to do this, do it like this, do it like that. But then you go outside and you have all these different aspects in life, perspectives and everything. And we're influenced at the end of the day by everyone around us.
Fuck yeah. Product of our environment.
Yep.
Our environment says so much about how we're going to come out. Like when I went to Guatemala last week, dude, I came back and I felt different. Just being out there for 1 week and living the life of like waking up, everybody sits and has breakfast. Maybe you do a couple errands for the day, and then you come back, everybody sits down and has dinner, and then everybody like does their own thing and chill. It's so much slower, and everything's like done with intention, and it's not in like a quick, fast pace, and it's like there's more respect to things. So yeah, and then I come back here and I already feel like I get to my car and I already feel the rush of like, fuck, all right, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, And it's like, for what? Like, I've literally like, and these are all things that I've created in my head that I need to do here in order to be successful or to do what I want to do. But really what it is what do I have now? What do I want to live now? How do I want to feel now? And I want to slow the fuck down. It's like, and I also learned that from working at a nursery. Like a flower is going to grow into a flower, yes, but if like the environment around it is shitty, it has no chance. It's going to be fucking crippled. It's going to like, it's always the environment that takes a huge part. Like a being can only fight so much. Yeah.
I mean, it just comes back to the surroundings, I guess. Like I was saying, it's kind of like, just depends on the people and the environment that you surround yourself in. It's always good to have that ambition and like plan ahead 5 years. Like, where do I want to be in 5 years, or even just next year? But at the same time, it's kind of the battle I think that we deal with a lot nowadays is being present and just enjoying that moment.
Although I feel like a lot of people are talking about it more now, and I love that. Unless it's my algorithm throwing my bullshit back at me,
I mean,
which is probably true.
It's not bullshit, though. It's not bullshit.
You know? I love it, but I fucking love it because I feel like that we need that fucking shift in our culture of being like just present. Do you feel like your family and your community is present?
For the most part, it's kind of like my friends, I know that we kind of just always think ahead. Like I was just having a conversation with Apex because he's the one that just had the newborn and his little girl's birthday is coming up. And then like he loves her and everything. He's always there for her. That's why he got a better job and everything. But he's still like, he had to talk about being like, yo, bro, I just want to get back in the studio. Like, I know what I could do with this shit. And it's like, I tell him, I'm like, bro, I'm here for you if you need it. But at the same time, it's like, you have to push yourself to that point. Yeah. So it's like, he's busy being present in his daughter's life and his girl's life and taking care of those priorities. Yeah. But at the same time, he's thinking about music and what he wants to do with it in the future. The good thing though is that they're like 4 years younger than me. So it's like they have the time. I'm just glad that I could be there for them. If whatever they need, they could come to me and we'll make a song. Like it's no it's nothing bad, nothing like
Mhm.
I could do it for them in an instant. So it's like, yeah, they're present, but at the same time, it's like I don't think anyone ever stops thinking about the future and
Mm-mm.
what they want to do.
No. But I feel like people need to be either or allow themselves to or to feel okay with only doing with what they can. You know?
Yeah, I could understand that, but at the same time, the thing I tell everyone is like, don't ever limit yourself.
But also
'Cause,
that. But then what if you get tired? But you don't know it because you're like, no, I just gotta push harder. No, I just gotta push harder.
I mean, it depends how bad you want it.
I
Cause like I said, I've had days where I'm like, man, do I even want to still keep doing this? Like, just everything that I kind of put on myself.
Mhm.
But I love it so much. I love making music because it's my therapy for real, and that's my outlet. And I also just always love being creative.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, I do it because I love it and I like having fun with it. So as long as you're having fun with the things that you love doing, I
Yeah.
think that's all that matters.
Yes.
Because that's where the real ambition and the drive comes from.
Mhm. Is getting that good feeling
Yeah.
out of it. So we should all fucking strive for it. Is the good feeling.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like that's I don't know exactly why you did it, but I feel like that's kind of why you did this whole kind of podcast thing.
Mhm.
It's kind of a way for you to connect with people and even let out those feelings sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it all started with my coworkers and just talking about my feelings out loud. And as it's crazy because for my uncle's funeral, and it wasn't even a funeral, it was more of a service for family and loved ones. But I was looking back at all the pictures and then seeing me in these years ago, and I'm like, holy fuck, like, what was I even doing back then? Like, why? It was just all in my head, and I was so unhappy and so uncomfortable with myself. And it wasn't until I just started speaking to let the inner me out and to get to know myself, where it's like poor little me was trapped. Poor little me was trapped. I didn't even know how to put my feelings into words. And I feel like I still kind of struggle with that now.
Yeah.
But in that fight of doing so, I've fucking went to therapy, psychiatry because of a brain thing. And then, I don't know, I've just been so open to like learning more about myself. It's crazy to even think about where I am now.
I mean, it's hard though when you're a kid though, especially because I even dealt with that. Like I was real outgoing up until like maybe probably second grade. And then for some reason, something kind of just switched and I was real closed off ever since. Like if I'm cool with you, like you'll get this side of me where I can talk and everything. Like I could talk for hours. Like we'll just talk literally all day just about how we're feeling and everything that we want to do. But but at the same time, like I'll be the kid, like I wouldn't speak unless I feel like something needs to be brought up or something important is said.
Did you feel safe to like speak or be yourself?
When I was growing up, no, because it kind of goes back again to like I came from low middle class. I won't even lie, like it was a bunch of ghetto kids, always fights sometimes in elementary. Like think about that. Like I saw my brother crack someone's head that was technically his homie when he was in sixth grade, because it was that elementary type of school where sixth graders could still go to it. And I saw him crack someone's head open and blood coming out from the back. And it's kind of like I came from that environment to coming to the suburbs in Burbank. And it's kind of like, yo, you said something bad to this kid? Detention. Like, so it's like things were completely different. And I couldn't relate to anyone.
Yeah. I fucking feel that. And sorry, going back to what you said, yeah, that is why I started this. One, because I am just this fucking girl from the valley who was a nobody. But now I've grown into being like, well, I'm me. That's enough. And I want to share that with everyone else who's from the Valley and there, who feels like they're probably no one or going under the radar. Meanwhile, Hollywood's down there, influencers are happening and shit. And it's like, but you also have feelings. You also have emotions. You got so much going on. And like, there's so much more to us and as people. Because we are the first generation, usually. To our parents who came here. Fuck, and sorry, so many thoughts are running through my head. It's like, it's hard to grasp onto one as it's going. But yeah, no, this made me feel better. And I just want to make people feel better.
No, that's a good thing. And I'm grateful for it. Because just like you said, it's like, I feel like there's a lot of platforms. Like, I won't even lie. Like, I've reached out before in the past years. Like, oh, can I do this? Can I work with you? Or anything. Don't ever hear back or nothing. But I feel like it's kind of more like you just have to find those group of people and that actually fuck with you or are open to it. That's why I'm actually really grateful for this, because I don't know where else I would probably be able to like talk about this besides my music.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there would be any other spot.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I mean, also you for like having the balls to reach out to anyone. A lot of people I feel would be intimidated or scared or just, I don't know, maybe not feel as secure or confident in themselves to do so.
I mean, it kind of goes back to even what I said the last interview, where it's like, when it comes to certain people, I don't think they're fully open with being themselves. Like, sometimes they put a persona or sometimes they put up a wall and try to portray something that they're not.
Yes, all of that.
So
it's like, who are you really?
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, I don't know, like I said, music is where I'm completely open. But also, like, if I mess with you, you're going to know everything about me. Like, my walls are down pretty much.
And that's beautiful. Do you feel like it's like with strangers and just human connection, do you feel like you embrace people for who they are?
No, always, like I said. But at the same time, I could read people really well. So if I could see even a little bit of fake in you, or like, I probably won't mess with you. Or if I see that you're a little bit closed off, like, I'll try to get that out of you, like, yo, what's going on?
The fucking second I walked in here, you read me so quick. I was like, I'm so hyped up. And you're like, only on caffeine? I'm like, fuck, no, I took shrooms. That was so funny. That was hilarious. But yeah, no. And you know what? Same. It's all energy and it's all vibes. And I feel like minds can see that and connect in that way. So I'm just done trying. I'm fucking breaking down all the walls of what I would think how I should be or should act or look or feel. And it's like, this is it.
I mean, I think that even comes with like social media, because before, like, growing up, we looked at these people on TV like kind of like superheroes, whether it was music, actors, movies. Like, you kind of look at them as like, oh, they're this important figure and everything. But then now with social media, everything's out for everyone to know. So it's kind of like you end up realizing like, yo, this person isn't even really like this, or yo, this person is dealing with so many things. But so I think that's even another thing too, is like you start seeing that, yo, these people are just people. We're just all human at the end of the day. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be the start of the downfall of social media.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a social media if I didn't make music. And I'm being dead ass, like, I wouldn't have social media if I didn't make music.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my fucking phone down too, more often than not. And like, that's the only part I hate about this, is that I have to spend hours on my phone making these like little clips and then posting it, but I'm putting it out there so that it can reach the other people. And it's hard.
I mean, you probably enjoy that process though. But I think it's more like you probably get stuck sometimes with like, oh, are people interacting with this?
Oh, dude, after the fact, fuck, yeah. I check it all the time and I'm like, this is bad. I gotta just like throw the phone away and like go do something else.
I mean, I think it's always good to have those breaks though. Even then, it's like, that's kind of, I think, why I have so much music because I went through like maybe 3 months of just completely didn't worry about social media. I even deleted like the apps, and I just came home from work, stayed on the laptop, and was making music every day. So then it's like now I could finally get back on it, and I see kind of everything that's there now, and I'm like, I don't even care for it. I be putting like not interested on so many reels.
Oh my god, yeah. Same. Like, leave me alone. Stop selling me shit. Fuck. Well, do you have any final words for the people?
Damn. Yeah, this went by quick, huh? Right? Damn, for the people, just do what you love. Don't ever feel alone. Just remember, even if it's someone you may not connect with, just know that there's probably something that you can't connect with them in some way, somehow. So don't always try to have your walls up. Be open.
Be open. Be ready to receive.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Cheers. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, bye, friends.